How to Meditate, Lesson 10, answers the question, how to meditate on your own. And virtually all meditators eventually learn how to meditate on their own. I'll discuss this and give you the tips and pointers and reasons why it's a good idea and why some people find it so hard after we meditate. Remember, we do a stillness meditation practice, 5 minutes of focused concentration on a single spot in your mind's eye, to the exclusion of all other spots, followed by 5 minutes of silence, stillness, absence of thought. After I say Reverend Bradley's request, you'll hear the first bell. Hold a spot, pretend or imagine the spot is in your mind's eye. When you hear the second bell, release your spot. And what I do is as the bell starts to diminish, the sound of the bell starts to diminish, I follow that down with my mind and kind of let it drift down to stillness. Then the bamboo clap will go off at the end of 10 minutes total. Open, O Blessed Spirit, the spiritual eyes of my soul, that I may be released from the darkness overspreading me by the delusions of the outward senses, that I may perceive and understand those things spiritual. complete your meditation. How to Meditate Lesson 10 talks about how do we meditate on our own. And it's an interesting thing. Ultimately, meditation is a practice we do unto ourselves. The intention is to become alone from the physical world to connect with the spiritual world, at least in the case of a spiritualist minister. Some people do prefer to meditate in a group, and most meditation classes are done in a group. It's just easier to facilitate that way. And some meditation teachers do and offer one-on-one coaching and instruction. Many transcendental meditation teachers will do that. If you find it easier to meditate in a group, that's mainly a psychological effect. Kind of the herd mentality. You're sitting down, telling your body and your brain to shut up and do nothing for a while, which is very counter-Western cultural. Sit down, do nothing, don't think. We are a do culture. So much so that many people feel that when they're in a crowd and everyone else is not doing anything, then that gives themselves psychological permission to do nothing. It also makes it very socially unacceptable to fidget a lot, cough a lot, make a lot of noises, sniff. And so many people find it psychologically easier to meditate in a group. If you look at some of the most profound meditators in the world, those who are able and capable of doing many psychic, ESP, and phenomenal physical control feats, they do so in complete isolation in remote areas in the Far East. And they master themselves, which is the point of meditation, is to master your brain, quell your thinking, and create thoughts which you can add energy to so they become thought forms that you can continue to add more and more energy to until they become reality. Since 1987, I've meditated virtually every day, twice a day, most of the time on my own. And here's what I do. Here's how I meditate on my own. I find a place, set up a place in my environment that is comfortable. Usually just a chair, usually not too close to any type of noise source, and someplace I'm not likely to be interrupted. For the last several years, I've used the Insight timer for my smartphone. I set a 10-minute time with a bell after 5 and a 30-second warm-up so I can say Reverend Bradley's request, and I sit down and I meditate. If I'm in a very nervous or particularly anxious period, sometimes I'll do some deep breathing and really allow my body to start to kind of relax, get my shoulders down, away from my ears, make sure my body is pretty comfortable. And you meditate. Here's the thing I want you to understand about meditation and how to meditate. It's your choice. It's what works for you. And while I recommend, regardless the type of meditation you do, if you want to excel as a psychic and a healer, you add a stillness practice to whatever practice you are currently doing. And ultimately, as you continue a meditation practice, you will realize that even if you are in a crowd, you are on your own while you meditate. As you continue a meditation practice, even when you meditate in a group, you will realize that you are indeed meditating on your own. But a funny thing happens as you continue to meditate. As you continue to meditate in a crowd or by yourself, you will find yourself becoming less and less lonely. You will become more comfortable with who you are. You will feel the essence of your spirit self, and by so doing, realize that you are never alone. So that's it. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts on how to meditate on your own. Do it. Practice it. Continue your personal growth, your spiritual growth, your spiritual awareness. Continue your spiritual journey of self-discovery. It is well worth the time and effort that you spend doing a meditation practice. I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and I train old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive people how to excel as psychics and healers. And by so doing, learning to display undeniable skills as psychics and healers on command when they need them most. I do this by applying scientific methodology to spiritual practices so that you create real-world results. If you found this video useful, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. We're a new channel. We're trying to figure out how to provide information in such a way that's valuable and useful. I know that these skills work in person. I just don't know how to do it very well on video. If you're new to our channel, subscribe. Hit the little red button below or click on my picture. Below my picture, you'll find what I recommend you watch next. It's our introduction to spiritualism made simple, so you can see if spiritualism as a philosophy is the right path for your spiritual journey this lifetime. Until next time, my highest blessings.